So this is Steve, a Thousand Year Home. So I've been tracking logging videos from start to finish for quite a while. I had a vision of following a log from the very start all the way through the process to my installation inside of the building. So I'm finally put together all of these videos. Apologies, I'm not Hollywood, right? There's be a little bit of disconnect between scene to scene, but I'm hoping to project to you the life of a log. And some of these logs took a couple of months for me to cut down and then to remove the limbs, delimb them, debark them. I also gave them a period of time where I heated them inside of the Connex. So this little Ryobi, this is quite the workhorse that's been doing all of the logging. So, and I like this vision of following the life of a log all the way through. So I appreciate you joining, like and subscribe. Join me for this adventure. The rest of the video, we'll just follow this one log that I'm getting out to go out there right now and process it and use it inside of my Connex. So, and it took about 60 days, I'd say 60 days. So enjoy. Hi, this is Steve, 1,000 Years Home. So today, this afternoon, I'm going to work on cutting down logs, and I'm going after every cedar that's a male. So let's see what I've got here. I don't want to get hurt. I'm working out here alone, so safety first. So the chainsaw, and this is that 40-volt chainsaw that I've already topped it off with the oil. Cut down maybe 8-10 trees so far. See, I'm in the shadow. 8 or 10 trees so far, plus all the branches, so you can see those around. I'm trying to get the fire break. So, and I don't know if you could see, that one's yellow. That one comes down, right? So, there's one that's a male nestled up against some females. So, those are who I'm after. So, all right. So chainsaw, we'll see. I think they said 300 cuts per charge. So 300 cuts, and then I have a battery powered lopper here. This is Leah really likes this thing. She can do all kinds of man work with that. A back brace, since I don't want to get hurt, and a couple of chainsaw sharpeners. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I've got a face headgear and face, and look, I don't really need that. This chainsaw is so quiet. You'd be really surprised. Chainsaw gloves, chainsaw chaps, and a kukuri knife to cut my way through. So, well, it's sunset, so time for me to pack it all up. Hour and a half drive. I don't like driving in the dark, so especially when you're tired. But a very successful day. So I have, let me rotate the camera around. All right, I'm going to harvest my own logs. So I got 5 of these bad boys on the ground. I'm going to guess that's 12-inch around the base. And up there, maybe 10, 15 feet as it gets down to 6-inch. That's a male cedar. Then this mess here that is all tangled up, I got that cut down as well. So I also verified I can hotspot out here, and so I got them on the ground, a bunch of them on the ground, and that'll be good. And this thing, as you can see, is just mesquite and cedar, and I'll show you here. You get a good idea of cedar should be logged, cut out as much as you can. Now I'm going to guess that this is let me the camera there. I rotated the camera. So I'm going to guess that this is probably, man, it could be an oak. But see how the cedar gets down in the roots and then it starts killing the tree. So I don't know if this is alive. I'm waiting for spring to find out what it is. And, I'll try to save it. But this is one reason why you have to cut that cedar out of there. It actually grafts itself into the roots. And I know you can't see that, but it grafts itself into the roots and grows right into the tree trunk and sucks all the water out and kills the tree. So, and if this was indeed I think it was an oak. I don't see any thorns. It's done a good job of killing this poor thing. There might be life up in there, though. If I can save it, I'll save it.
down, I have to process them. And part of processing them is stripping all the bark off. So there is a cedar borer out here, and it does hide underneath the bark. I certainly don't want to bring that into the house. In addition to stripping the bark and wire brushing it all off, I also left them in the connexes with the heat. So they've been toasting at 140, 150 degrees. You need 130 to kill these insects. So there you go, how I process them.
Yeah, cleans that up pretty well. This is it in the raw after I spoke shave the bark off.
These are heavy. They're like 200 pounds, 150 pounds. Apologies for no shirt there. I normally wear a shirt when I do these videos. But there you go. Every one that I cut and I put in there is about $225 if I went to the lumber yard, bought it. Now, some of them I mill all the way and I cut 4 squares or 3 squares as needed. But I also go with the natural look. I kind of dig the whole knotting and the vibes and the burls and the faces and all the coolness inside of that. So really enjoy this particular work. And I think it's a showcase when you're dealing with a tiny house like a Connex. I'm adding these kind of features because I think the features will make the entire thing pop. And these small homes need a little bit of pop, right? Okay, following a log from start to finish. So I've decided I don't particularly care for that. And one reason is when I bring the drywall in, I've got to fill this void up and somehow not get mud all over the drywall. And I just don't see an easy way to accomplish that goal. But I like the look of these natural logs, and once I hit them with tung oil, they're going to be amazing. What I'm going to do is shore off that little notch that I'm using. Again, this thing's bolted to the frame. It's got lag bolts in it. So the post is an illusion of support and is actually there to give structure for when I pour perlite on the roof, right? And I'll have all of these beams reinforcing it. So anyway, there's other videos where I've stripped these logs and remove the bark, and then I use an angle grinder. So I'm going to square off the tops here with my chainsaw and then insert it over there. All right. I think you can all agree that that's a good use for that log. Now I'm going to put of course I'll bolt it in, but I'll put a furring strip around, and then I'll cut the drywall. I'll still follow the taper, but I feel much better in that. And I'll get my electric done, and that's the journey of a log. From cutting it down to actually consuming it in this construction. Now I'll square that one up as well. Alright. Well, now all I have to do is lag bolt it in from outside, cock it. I need to put the infra stop there. That will also stop the condensation because it will equalize the temperature on the metal and slow down how fast the cooling comes in. Plus, I'll be running a humidifier in there. That one's almost done. This one I have to put the insulation on. The life of a log. Cutting it down to turning it into something in a building. This is a support. Eventually I'll have supports go from beam to beam on 24-inch centers, and or maybe even 16 if I decide that's what the insulation demands. And then across, and then the drywall, 5/8 drywall will bolt up on there, and I'll have some rock wool in there, and we'll see what the temperature is. All right, I've got those posts in there, but I don't want them to fall and bump me on the head. So these are not framing nails. These are just little teeny tiny finishing nails that I'm going to use to temporarily hold those posts in. They'll eventually have lag screws in them. But I don't want this to fall down on my head while I'm working. No matter what I do, the straps or something's in my way. All right, let me just do